The Toad will play for at least 6, so we get to thrive on him too. Yeah, let's do this. We're up to 60 already. It's a 5-card round, remember. Go with the Scout, that's fine. And then we do we can consume the 4-point guy here. And we're at 60. Now we're at 78. So that's the thing, like, Caranthir Koshchey gets an incredible amount of points. Today there is something I've been meaning to try out, and that's going to be the Thrive Koshchey deck. So, Koshchey used to be a deck you saw a lot, but then over the past year or so it got really unpopular. Other stuff kind of power crept it, and I kind of want to take a look at it just because of the change to Triss Butterflies. So one of the biggest problems Koshchey always had with Caranthir is you needed the Koshchey in your hand. So you couldn't like use Decree for it. Like you can't roll Decree out your Koshchey if you're holding Caranthir, because then you can't Caranthir the Koshchey. You actually need the Koshchey in your hand, which kind of made Naglfar nice because you could stack top of your deck with a Koshchey if you got it. But Triss Butterflies puts any unit of your choice into your hand. Obviously, there's a bit of anti-synergy here with this boost by 3. You don't want Koshchey getting taller because then it's harder to thrive, but it's probably worth it, I think, if it gives you the Koshchey so you can Caranthir it. That's why I wanted to try this deck out. I wanted to see if this would make it better. That's kind of all there is to it. Because previously, if you wanted to draw a specific card, you could use, what's it called? Iris's Companions, right? So in order to draw a specific card before, you'd have to Iris's Companions, and that wasn't very nice. Like you'd have to run Iris's Companions, Iris, or you'd have to run Cursed Scroll and hope to go first. And you don't really want to run Cursed Scroll in these decks because you need point generation round 1, so you can use the Koshchey when you want to. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to see how Triss Butterflies fits in here. Now let's take a look at the deck real quick here. So we are running Old Spirit Tip and Old Spirit Tip Asleep, because we are going to be running Azrael. That's a big consume target. You could swap these up for something else like She Who Knows, but I like Old Spirit Tip. Reminds me of the old days when Old Spirit Tip was a big boy. We have the Koshchey, obviously, and the Caranthir. That is our main combo. We either want to 2-0 with this or win a longer, medium-ish length round 3. Round 3, sorry about that. We have Royal Decree as an extra thinning tool and to find cards we need. Everything we want is going to be a unit. We have the Triss Butterflies, like I mentioned, to draw the Koshchey. We've got the Caranthir, we've got Toad Prince for removal. Pretty standard stuff, Azrael. The nice thing about Azrael, if you ever run into a Melusine deck, we can just consume the Melusine for like a free win. And we've got the Ratcatcher-S, Wispus, Brewis, Weavus. I went with a lot of relics in here. Relics tend to get pretty tall, which is good for thriving Koshchey. They have their own point generation for round 1. Kind of want to use them round 1. That's the idea here. Old Spirit Tip Asleep. Old Spirit Tip Asleep's fantastic, but, well, it's fantastic unless it gets locked, and I've noticed a lot less locks, so we're going to try them out here. You will notice there's no Cave Troll, and we'll talk about that. I guess we'll talk about it right now. So the reason there's no Cave Troll is you can swap the Cave Troll for potentially Triss Butterflies or Decree, but then you'd want to put Naglfar in, and then kind of hope you get the Koshchey. You could swap in the Cave Troll for either of these slots. I had Cave Troll, but then I cut it when I added in the provisions here from the Ratcatchers and these guys. You could also cut Azrael and drop a provision somewhere else. That's fine too. I just thought we're going with Caranthir Koshchey. The thing with the Cave Troll is it slows down your Koshchey. So you have to play the Cave Troll first, then you lose out on the Cave Troll thriving, and then you play your Koshchey. It's probably fine. But with the Caranthir Koshchey, you have to put a Koshchey in each row anyway, so one of them is not defended. It's still probably good. I just didn't feel like it this time. I mean, I could be wrong. I just didn't really feel like putting it in the deck this time. We got these guys we mentioned. We have the double Self-Eaters, obviously. I am running 2 Indraga Larvas, and if you want to put higher provision cards in your deck, this is where you can cut some provisions. Now, Indraga Larva is a decent, like, it's a good engine, obviously. It's 2 points a turn as long as you're thriving. And I don't know, I don't see it anymore. I kind of just wanted to try it out. I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, you cut these for 12 provisions, which could be for a lot of stuff. But I don't see Self-Eater at all anymore. At all, so I figured we'd try it out and see how it still does. I imagine it's still a good card, but no one runs it. With 5 provisions left, so I put in Maxi. This could be anything. It's a flexible spot. These provisions here, you got 17 provisions. Do whatever you want with. Could be 2 4s, like the Kikimor worker to thrive, and then the Naglfar if you want. This could be otherwise 2 Kikimor workers and Cave Troll. That's probably the best option here if Andrega Larvas aren't working out for you, and you want the Cave Troll. Just swap these guys for 2 4s and a Cave Troll. The Incubuses to bring back hopefully Argan Hands, 2 Witch Apprentices, and 2 Pellers. I went double Peller for the Purify just because getting Lock's really annoying with this deck. And yeah, that's the deck. Should be pretty good. I'm curious to see how it does. Koshchey, I'm sure, has still a strong point potential. It's nowhere near the stuff like triple Gurren Chorus, Witch's Sabbath, but I don't like Witch's Sabbath decks because I think Witch's Sabbath is a really stupid card. No offense to people who made it. I just think it just makes the games it's in really dumb because either you answer it or you lose instantly. So we don't really like running that many Witch's Sabbath decks here. So we're going to go with this version, see if we can get a bunch of point slam out of it. A lot of generation engines. Let's see how it does. Let's get into our first game here in a minute. Alright, White Frost. This should be interesting. He's Devotion. Well, he's probably Devotion, so we don't have to worry about locks or Heatwave or anything. Toad Prince would be annoying for our Koshcheys. What else would be annoying? Mostly just Toad Prince. I don't think the frost damage will kill him because they've got pretty decent armor. Watch out for Toad Prince. Ygern. Oh, by the way, while we're starting this video here, this one's going to be a little shorter than the normal ones, I think. Just because this weekend's like Father's Day and also my mom's birthday. So, don't have too much time here to record this. But let's see if we can't get some wins in here. Just so you guys know, if you're wondering why it's a little shorter. Well, probably will be a little shorter. We'll see. I say this sometimes we keep playing because it's a fun game. Do we just go Triss here? I don't really like it. We could World Creeper Self-Eater. Could. I'm kind of trying to figure out what the entire course of this game is going to be in this turn, so this turn's going to be kind of long. I think... So if we go Self-Eater, we then have Gansen. However you say that card's name. My goodness, that card's name. So I think we do. We go Self-Eater, go Relic Base for this round. Even though he's going to hit this with Frost. And I'm going to go Old Spirit Tip Asleep. The thing is, we can go Old Spirit Tip Asleep, then shuffle Old Spirit Tip back with Triss to kind of make sure we have that set up. I don't think he'll damage it in one turn, but that's kind of a risk we're going to take here. We'll do this, get this nice boost, and see where we want to go from here. I'm really surprised he didn't Frost our Self-Eater. We could go... Let's throw out the Witch Apprentice here. Or the... Not Witch Apprentice. Ratcatcheress, because we do get the Sabbath, and then we'll throw out the Witch Apprentice, and we should have a bunch of relic value going. And then once that's going, we'll have an opportunity to go in with our Triss, set up the Old Spirit Tip Asleep, which is really good for Azrael. We have to be a little careful with Azrael because he's running Ygern, and that means he probably has his own Azrael, so he's going to consume our Old Spirit Tip once it gets really big, so we're going to consume that first before he does. But we'll see here. It's a little bit annoying, but we can consume the Ratcatcheress with our one lady, so we get the Sabbath points back, and we don't get anything in that Frost row, and we stop taking the bonus damage on her, so this is a good consume. Usually she's not too useful in this deck, but this is a chance where we can get some value out of that consume, more so than normal. There's the Aridin, hardly a surprise. So if we have 2 turns, we can go Triss, or Old Spirit Tip Asleep, Triss, shuffle Old Spirit Tip, and then get it out. Let's do that. So he's going to pass, and we'll do exactly what we just said. Shuffle Old Spirit Tip it back, and we'll draw our Koshchey. It's not ideal because it's 3-point boost, but I think we're going to push this next round. And there's our plus 12. So I kind of want to see how this plays out with the boosted Koshchey. We could have gone for a draw on Caranthir instead and hope to draw a Koshchey. But I think we'll do this and then try and push round 2. Do have to watch it. How many 5 version cards does he have? He's just got the 2. Bring back Crew's much better. So we only want to bring back this guy, I think. Let's go to the 1 Incubus. I think we push here. So we want to make sure if he has Azrael to consume our old Spirit Tip with, we don't want him finishing with that round 3. Because if we just pass here, he gets to go first round 3 and he'll probably just consume it. So we want to try and force out some stuff. Let's go with our second Endraga Larva. The other thing here is we don't... Well, he has a lot of big gold cards left, right? We only need like 4 or 5 cards for Koshchey Caranthir to be really good. So he is going to have the Emerless Wrath, probably. Kind of surprised he hasn't killed one of these larvas yet, but I guess he's holding off. Let's go with a Self-Eater. A lot of Thriving. Frost plus 3 damage here. Wouldn't kill our Self-Eater. Now it would, so he's probably going to hit that with his Order. That's fine if he does. There's the Ancient Foglet. Really surprised he didn't hit that with the Order. If he did, I was considering passing. But instead, we can go here. Oh, this should have been melee. Should have been melee to deny him 1 point on the Crew. Oh, we can't take that back. Okay, fine. Whatever. He gets an extra point because we did something not too smart. We round down. This still gives us 3 total, right? Yeah. So we don't lose points from doing that. He's going to hit it, though. So stop him gaining points. So, Koshchey here, it's another Frost turn. He doesn't have that many points. Yeah, we should have really put Crew melee. I knew it as soon as we played the Incubus. I think we do go with our 4 damage here. We'll hit this. We could have hit the Crew, but we get 2 more damage this way, and I don't think he's got that much Frost left. I'm just thinking here, because we could go Koshchey Leader. It will give us 5 Thrive points, plus the Koshchey will spawn. So the Koshchey will be a 7. He spawns 2, that's 9. He thrives. That's 10, and we got the 4 thrives on the larvas in the front row. It's 14 plus 9 from the leader itself. So we get 23. We do have Azrael still. 23, we go to 58. We go to 58, and he can... we have to watch out that if he has Azrael on Old Spear Tip, and we don't lose. So we go 53, that gives him 19. So we go to 51. Okay, so we don't lose if he does that. So I think it's worth it then. Oh, we got 4 more points. Wait, how did I get 53 out of this? Wow. Sorry, guys. I promise, I do know how to do math. Where did 53 come from? Whatever. How did I get 53? It's pretty funny. We do win the game, though. So, GG. Can't believe we got 53 last game. How? So we had 4. 4 more from the Koshchey play that we did miss. It was 27 points. I don't know, man. Just laugh at yourself sometimes, guys. It happens to all of us. Okay, so this game, we have double Endraga Larva. If this is the Mutagenerator deck, which is what most of these seem to be, we need to win round 1. And double Larva is pretty handy for that, but we have to watch out for stuff like Caro Ballista and Reinforced Ballista killing off our guys. Which is why double Larva is pretty nice, because we can go 1 Larva into the second Larva. If he kills one, he probably can't kill the second one. We can start thriving. We got our deck here. We can't quite get him. The thing is, if he goes with the reinforced ballista, we can consume it with the Toad Prince, which is really nice. Kind of hope he doesn't have it, but he's gonna have it. I mean, yeah, like they have Onomancy. They've got what's the other one? There's the just Mutagenerator. So is the Mutagenerator deck? Hilariously enough, we can actually thrive our Andrega Larva with another Andrega Larva, but it only gets it out of reinforced ballista range. If he can cool down the Terra Ballista, he'll shoot it and kill it. So like if he's a Amphibious Assault or something into the reinforced ballista. That's probably the worst thing, so it's probably what he has. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, this is actually really good, because we can Toad Prince that. Yeah, this is looking real good here. We do have to win this round at all costs. So he's going to lead a charge, get rid of that. Don't mind him doing that. We'll consume here. So we have to win this round or we lose the game. But you know, I think we've got a pretty good shot at winning the round. There's the Amphibious Assault. Let's see what he wants to get. That's kind of what I figured he'd want to get. So he has a lot of damage going. We don't quite have enough to throw down Witch Apprentice right now. Could throw down Self-Eater. Could also Decree something. Let's go with the Decree. And let's go with Triss. So she'll thrive because she's at 4 power right now. Let's put back the Peller, and let's draw our Old Spirit Tip Asleep. Now, boosting Old Spirit Tip Asleep is also not great, because if he takes damage, he banishes himself against the Old Spirit Tip, so we'd lose out on more points this way. But I want him this round. Because basically, I want to play him at a point where this guy wants to pass. Which would probably be this turn. It's also a turn when the Carablist is not ready. We already have the Koshchey Caranthir, by the way, otherwise we would have taken those. It's fine. Let's go with the Self-Eater, I guess. I'll get the 1 thrive, that's fine. So we get our Old Spirit Tip here once he hits us. Which isn't that many more points. It's like plus something. Oh, I know, it's amazing, right? Like plus 3 when we get the Old Spirit Tip. Although Asleep will block 2 on the armor, which is nice.
A receipt. I could draw a pecker on your forehead.
Oh, he could pick the target. I'm not sure why you wouldn't go for the Old Spirit Tip Asleep here. Not sure. Let's go with the, not Caranthir, Witch Apprentice. And we should get a lot of points now. We're up by 18. We have the Witch Apprentice going, and I think he's going to have to pass. Question is, do we try and 2-0 him with the Koshchey? We could. We could. We're gonna play Brewis. Don't mind throwing her out. Like this. Get a couple points. Don't want to play Caranthir or Koshchey. He's gonna make us. Well, actually, this could be good. He's really far down in points. He might have to Henselt to win this. If he Henselts, his round 3 is much less scary. But we're going to hold on to this Caranthir Koshchey, so we need it for when he starts getting his boosted engines. I said we had to win this round, but if we do it up 2 cards, that's at all costs, but up 2 cards I think we can work with. Plus, I'm pretty sure he has to use up Henselt. I guess you could do it with Voltus Pride too. There's Henselt. Into Voltus Pride, sure. I'll take up 2 cards for the round. And he's going to leader charge. That's not necessary because we don't get a turn if he passes. Alright, I guess it goes... Yeah, it doesn't go back to us. Because he has no cards in hand. Like, we don't get a boost on our Witch Apprentice. Now, 2 cards is an advantage we can work with. That's probably good. Well, he has a lot of engines, right? Oh, but we can do the siege support with the Incubus. That's pretty good. But I think we have better options. Do we get rid of Self-Eater or Gan Stan? I like the boost, the Thrive potential on the Gan Stan. Oh, well, I guess we'll keep that. Because we want that as something that can thrive our Koshcheys. Self-Eater is good, but in a medium-ish round, it's still probably good. It does give us 2 relics, but we'll probably get 2 relics some other way. There's several. Don't really want Maxi. Do want Ozrel or Ratcatcher S, though. Very nice. Yeah, he has a lot of points built up in his deck. What do we open with? What's our biggest Self-Eater? A 5? That's one we just put there. Let's just go with this guy. Give him a siege support. Master, rather. Got those guys mixed up. We'll get this out. It gives us the setup for the Gansan. He does have the option of killing it if he wants to, but I don't think he runs damage cards. I think he has the engines that do damage. Alright, we can just go with the Wispus here and kill that Trebuchet off before it becomes a problem. Normally you could just play in the other row, but we're going to put a Koshchey in each row, so we don't really want to have to bother with that. And now we'll kind of see just how many points we can get, which is the strength of the deck, right? It does generate a lot of points, so he has a lot of points here as well. Big swing for him there. But we'll just see which deck's going to get more points. One of these games. We'll throw down the Koshchey here. Get our other Caranthir to get one. And I 100% expect him to have a way to kill this. We could Force of Nature this turn. I think we want to. Because if we don't do this, it makes the second Koshchey weaker. But if we don't do this, the bombardment's going to probably set up a battering ram with our soldier to kill our Koshchey, and we don't really want that. And this also gives us more targets in all of these larvas that could be hit. So Koshchey didn't die. Got those back. Okay, so Koshchey actually lived. Next turn he does 3 damage targeted. We'll play this one here. So this turn with 3 damage targeted, right? Because he could use the cooldown to get a soldier next to one of the battering rams. But that no longer kills one of our Koshcheys. And let's see what he wants to do. He does have a lot of carryover built up. So he has a lot of point potential. That being said, we have a lot of point potential too. And with both of our Koshcheys alive, we're going to set up 2 relics next to each other here. We want to put the Gansan range. And we'll do this, get a boost, and look at all his points. He does have more value coming in of his own, though. He does have those 2 battering rams. But I think, especially with a 19-point Ozrel and all those thrives... Okay, never mind. He's going to have some value. To be closer. We'll have to wait and see. There's a targeted damage. He will remove that. And let's go for this. It'll be a 9-point boost. We're at 54, so Thrive and Spawn. Give us 19 points. There's 2 more points there. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I don't think we even need the Ozrel. As you can see, like, the amount of points Koshchey gives is still a lot. To be fair, it's not as all-powerful or overwhelming as stuff like Witch's Sabbath, Triple, Gurnikora, because that's everyone's favorite thing, right? but it still gives us a ton of points, and we're going to play this Ice Roll just because, to show you how many points we kind of get here. Because it's in here as a finisher, because it helps thrive when the cards get really tall. And we can kind of just show off just how many points we can get from it, because it is kind of hilarious how many points this gives you. He's almost at the point where you need to play it too, by the way. He's getting pretty close. Kind of shows just how strong this siege deck is. Alright, so yeah, we don't really need this, but we'll play it anyway. We're at 67, and we'll consume this. Now we're at 98, so that was a 31-point turn. GG. Go into another one here. Okay, we're going up against this probably Vi. Don't see a lot of that. Although the Urn of Shadows makes me suspicious here. We'll have to see what this is. Triple Gurnikor is on my mind because of that last game when I was talking about it. So we're really going to hope that's not what this is, because that's a free loss for us if he has a good hand. Because we don't have the control to deal with stuff, which is a weakness of the deck worth pointing out. And we don't run a lot of control. We've got Toad Prince, and that's just about it. So we're completely revolving and building our own units up and getting a lot of points that way, which is fine, but you have to accept when you do that sometimes decks that need control will beat you. We'll kind of see what he's got going here. Ownermancy into Cave Troll. Alright, it looks real suspicious here. Could be for Weavis, not Weavis, what's the one? The ritual one that gives you 2 5 version cards. Brewis Ritual, whichever one. No, it's going to be this. So, if he has a good hand, this is GG. And he's running so much consistency that I think he's going to have what he needs. Our only hope here is that he doesn't have Witch's Sabbath. If he plays the card Witch's Sabbath, the game will end immediately. So we need him to not have a good setup or just not draw Witch's Sabbath. As soon as he plays Witch's Sabbath, we will concede because there's not really a point. I'm talking about round 2 or 3. If he has the setup, yeah, there's the Arrakis Queen. Must be nice going first with this stack, gotta say. Having that extra Death Wish trigger is really good. So we're gonna have to pass on 7, just kind of hope he doesn't have the setup. It's fine. Perfect example of why I have extreme dislike for Witch's Sabbath decks. Just don't like how the game plays with the card. But, you know, it's in the game, so probably not the only one who feels this way. Let's see if we have the Abaya next, too. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. So that'll be it for this round. And as soon as... Look at that, he's got 60 points already. So as soon as he plays Witch's Sabbath, I will concede, because there's no point continuing this. But it does kind of show, like, one of the weaknesses of the deck is against stuff like this where you need control. Although, to be fair, the amount of control you need to stop this is kind of ridiculous, right? We need a way to stop the... We need a Purify / tall removal for the Cave Troll, and then we need another tall removal that's permanent on the Arrakis Queen. So, I mean, with going first and the Urn of Shadows, it's really, really hard to stop that deck. It's much weaker going second, but, you know, they went first, so... I was thinking we could go double Incubus to put a unit on each row so that they transform without getting the... where the Gurnikors don't transform into the Bloody Mistresses, but he's not going to let us that happen, so there's no point trying to hold on to those. Because we can't actually summon something from his graveyard because he didn't play bronzes. I was thinking about that, but it would be funny, but I don't think it'll work. So we give him like 4 points, he can't transform back from Gurnikors to Bloody Mistresses to spawn the fruits again. So, we'll just see if he's got a hand... Got the Witch's Sabbath. I mean, he has Ownermancy, so he can pull it if he wants it anyway. Yeah, that's it. GG. It's exciting, wasn't it? Let's go into another game here. Last one was one of those type of things where, well, look, they're playing a deck where if you don't have the perfect answer, you lose the game. We didn't have the answer. We lost the game. We're up against Imposter. Let's see here. I've been thinking about Imposter because of Viper. Viper's a funny card, but you like spawn a bunch of Vipers, and usually what ends up happening is you lose the round. But I've been wondering, what if you spawned a bunch of Vipers and then you Triss Meteor Shower them? I don't think there's the provisions in the deck for it, but it could be pretty funny. Could be funny, that's about it. He has a cursed scroll. Okay, that's kind of weird. Oh, it's gonna be one. No, it's not. It's gonna be the dude who spawns the top card in the graveyard thing. What's that card's name? Why can't I remember it? I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it looks like. It's a dude with the vial. He's like tossing it around his hand, shaking it. It's not. I want to say Diviner, but that's the one that has Purify. Is it Imperial Practitioner? Yeah, he's totally setting that up. So that's gonna be Vilgefortz, probably Renegade. Okay, this should be an interesting game. I think we've got a pretty decent chance, as we should be able to set up a lot of engines round 1. He will too, but I think we can out-engine him round 1 to win, and then bleed out most of the cards he's trying to keep. And then if he does go in a, like, if we do go around like around 2, we could maybe Caranthir Koshchey round 2 to try and do a 2-0, or bleed out everything there. That could be good. So it should be an interesting game at least. I'm waiting for the operator to come down, and then we can see if it's actually Imperial Practitioner or not. I guess you could squeeze a Parasite in here if you want more control. I think if you want more control, I think you go minus Old Spear Tip and Old Spear Tip Asleep, and you can add in Heat Wave and something else. Okay, there's a Darin, which we can't kill, so this should be interesting. It'd be funny if this was actually Viper, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. If it is Viper, he'll discard it here, and then next turn he'll come out, but... Excuse me? Yeah, if it's Viper, then he would have discarded it already. So you can play the Adarin on the turn and spawn it. What on earth was that? Why do you give us Duchess Informants? Is he trying to like fill our rows up by Duchess's Informant? That doesn't work, right? What is this? Do you just like misclick? Has to be a misclick. I have no idea why you'd make the informant otherwise. Has to be a misclick. I'm so confused right now. We have double Self-Eater. Like, we have enough engine value that I think we're safe for this round. He's gonna DC on us. I have a feeling this is not a temporary DC either. I think he may have misclicked and left the game. Pretty sure. Alright, I'm convinced he left. So GG. This game would have been interesting if he was playing one of those spam out decks, because you got with the Vilgefortz Renegade, because you gotta make sure you have enough points round 1 to win that. But I think we've got that covered. Then you want to bleed that stuff round 2, and then we have the Koshchey Caranthir for that. So I think we would have been able to do that. There's a GG. Inspired Zeal. We'll see what this is. I haven't seen too many Inspired Zeals. It's mostly actually turned into Stockpile. If you guys are probably aware, like, there was a joke for a while that the only Northern Realms leader was Inspired Zeal because nothing else is playable, but Stockpile's pretty good. I think it all came around when Henselt came out, right? When Henselt came out, Stockpile finally became, like, actually good, because you have a viable finisher. If you go 5 Stockpile charges with Henselt, he gets plus 10 points on himself, and then he gets the card you played. He gets a bunch of card he played out as a finisher. It's a whole bunch of points. Like, Henselt finisher was not what I anticipated when I saw Henselt's release, but that turned into what it was. Okay. Something's going on here. Is this Blue Stripes Commandos with Voltist? Queen Meave deck, okay. Queen Meave. We need engines. We need to spam all the engines. All of the engines. Thankfully, we do have 2 Self-Eater, so we have a pretty good. We can do a pretty good job of spamming engines. We do have to watch out for duels. Oh, it is Commandos. That's weird. This is not weird, but he's gonna have the Fultus behind Defender. That's a problem. We do need this round 1. We're gonna draw a card here. Let's put that back. We want to draw our second Self-Eater. I said we had 2 Self-Eaters, by the way. I bet we had access to 2 Self-Eaters. Should have been clearer on that. And the nice one is this one will be boosted too, so that's handy. Okay, there's a Vilgefortz Vengeance. Okay, that's a lot of points. But we have to win this round. We lose this round against Blue Stripes, he's going to do whatever the heck he wants. So we just kind of have to know that and just go in with as many points as possible. He's not going to have a damaged card, so we'll split this here. It splits up the engine in case he has like a 4 damage from the Vilgefortz Vengeance or something. Probably going to use it to play the Blue Stripe Scout. There's the Scout, so we can kill that off with Code Prince if we need to, like consume something. It's a melee unit now. It's kind of annoying we want to split the Self-Eaters into different rows, because I would have liked to get the Sabbath ready faster. Okay, there's 2 damage onto that. It's annoying. Let's split here. We could go... Let's go with these guys. It's a lot of engine points. We are down a lot. He's going to pull that out. Golden Talisman. Okay, he's up by 32. Here's the thing. Normally, we always save the Force of Nature charge for the Koshchey Caranthir, but it's worth using here, so we do have the Sabbath. It's worth using here to win the round, so I don't mind that, because with Gansan and Leader, we should, even with that boost, right, we should be able to get the round win here. It's totally going to be worth it, because we can't just let Blue Stripes do whatever they want. With the amount of provisions he's played here, it's not going to be a renew version. Renew Blue Stripes is annoying because they renew the Pavetta, and then they get Blue Stripes in all 3 rounds. With this many provisions round 1, I don't think he has the renew. So we can force out all the Blue Stripes round 2, and that'll be the end of it. So that's really what we want to do. We just need our Caranthir. And we also kind of know that he's not going to have much damage for us. Okay, there's Caranthir. So it should work out quite nicely. Keller is good, because he might have the lock. A lot of times they have the, let's do this. Talk about the lock. They probably have, the only control he's probably going to have is the one, is it Margarita? I forgot who the Northern Realms lock is. I don't use her that much. There's the Pavetta. So we force out these Commandos. That's going to be the end of the Commandos. Now we can go with the Koshchey. We don't have the Force of Nature to play Woodland Spirit Dude anymore. But he's not going to have control to stop this. And we can kind of see just, if you don't interact with the Koshchey, this is a 6-card round. Just kind of look how many points we're going to get here. It's going to be a little crazy. Oh, that's kind of weird. Wrathfire Raz. Raz there. Here you go. You've been asking about a deck with these guys forever. Here's some Caravan Vanguards. That's interesting. Here's another one. I'm not sure why, but in any case, let's just go Peller here. We'll play the 4 while it still thrives stuff. Let's finish with the bigger cards in case we don't have enough. Like, the thing is, we might not have enough points if he pulls all the Commandos out, so I want to hold on to the bigger cards as long as possible. Okay, let's see how many points he gets here. It's only 3 more Commandos. Can't consume those anymore, it's annoying. Let's go... The Toto play for at least 6, so we get to thrive on him too. Yeah, let's do this. We're at the 60 already. It's a 5-card round, remember. can go with the scout, that's fine. And then we can consume the 4-point guy here. And we're at 60. Now we're at 78. So that's the thing, like, Caranthir Koshchey gets an incredible amount of points. It's still not as much as some stuff. There's a Voimir. Okay, so we can Zeal that. That's not quite enough. So we are going to get the win here. I think this will be the last game. Kind of, like I said, I'm really busy this weekend, but this was fun. This is really fun. I don't think it's as good as the other monsters deck still, but I'm going to try it out again. So as far as the deck goes, I do think the relics in here help quite a bit. However, I think just regular relics might be better, which is a little unfortunate because I like Caranthir Koshchey. It's a cool combo. It used to be popular, used to see it quite a bit. It still is objectively really strong. I just think that it doesn't have quite the support that pure relics does, right? Like, we don't have the Bloody Mistress in here. We don't have the She Who Knows with those provisions used elsewhere. Yaga, we don't have him in here either, but that's for different reasons. But yeah, I think it's I think it's fun. As far as improvements, I was like Old Spear Tip, the Old Spear Tip, Ozra Old Spear Tip Asleep package. It's good, but I wasn't convinced by it. You can leave an Ozrael if you want, by the way, because you're gonna have the these guys, and you're gonna have the Ratcatcheress as potential consume targets. And honestly, I really wanted to consume a Melusine, but we didn't get the chance. But I think what we want to do here is I think we, as we saw that one game, I think you want to put the Heat Wave in. I think that'll help out quite a bit. And then I think we have all the relics we really can fit here. Oh, these are the neutral ones. Yeah, these guys aren't going to go in here. So we just have space for 3 5-version cards. Potentially more if we swap these out. I think we do actually want the Cave Troll. We do want that. Now, with these decks, be careful that you're not putting in too many like control cards, because overall it really is an engine deck. You want too much control in here. With Decree, Triss, and Maxi, that's a lot of consistency. How do I feel about the Endrega Larvas? Did they do well enough? I like having them as an option here. I like having them as an option. But what could we do with the Persians if we took them out? Could have a 10 potentially and 2 4s. Is that better? Or we could put in a Parasite. Or a Directory of Vol. The thing is, we might be teching out of... We don't want to have too few relics and such in here. Could run a Xavier or Directory of Vol. That's what we could do here. What I'm stuck between... They're both 6s, which is nice for thriving. We could leave the larvas in potentially. Which one's better? I could go Gregory. Do this. Try this out. Basically put a little more tech in here instead of the spear tip and such. We do lose a big finisher, but we get control. It's up to you which one you want to go with. I don't think I'm using this deck too much more, but I think I'm going to save this. I just think that there's better decks out there if you want to go all in on point slam like this. Or not point slam, all in on engine stuff like this. There's some better decks, like Flutters is better than this. I played a couple games against Flutters and warm-up games with this. Went like 2-1 or 1-2 against them. At them, I mean, I think their deck's better, gets more points. And as you saw in this one, stuff like the multiple Gurnicoras, it's better. So I think this deck still needs a little bit of help. I think what we need here is a little bit more maybe insectoid support. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to say. Like, you could make an argument you could go, where's the Kiki Moore Queen? Like, you could try and make a deck with Kiki Moore Queen. She's a 9, right? Because she goes with Golden Necker decks. You could try and use Kiki Moore Queen and the Koshchey together. But I just don't think there's enough insectoid support outside of an Arrakis Swarm deck. which would be fun because right now it's just all about relics. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe they'll make some changes. Maybe the deck's actually good and I don't have a good opinion of it, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. That'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And you can check out some more videos over here. And thanks for watching.